So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how to install an LS oil pump the easiest and best way. So what we got here is a 10295. This is like my go-to pump from Mellon. If I'm not gonna use a original GM pump, I always go with the 10295. They're more of a performance pump, and it's got a hard anodized coating on it, which it's kind of like having a coated bearing. It's coated, it absorbs oil and kind of holds it. And yeah, these are just really good pumps. So I'm gonna show you how I install these and show you, I'm gonna actually check it the way you're supposed to do it and show you that the way I do it works just fine. So the way I install these oil pumps, they come dry. They have a little coating of oil. But what I do is I take something thick. I usually use like a Lucas, like the oil treatment, and I pour it down in the oil pump hole where the pickup tube goes, and I spin the rotors and just let that stuff kind of get on the gears and whatnot, and it actually takes up the space required to shim this properly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it how I normally do it. I'm gonna bolt it on, torque it down, then I'm gonna take the front cover off, and I'm gonna install my shims just to show you that when you coat it with this, it's just fine. I just take a little bit of, this is assembly lube. Doesn't take much. Then I just turn this, pretty much let them gears get covered with the assembly lube. I can tell it's starting to get on them because it's getting harder to turn. And I'll try to get a little more on the outside of the big rotor. And now I'm gonna install this thing, torque it down, and then I'm gonna pull the cover, like I said, and we're gonna shim it, and just to see where it ends up. So now we'll pop the front cover off, and I'm gonna take a shim and try to stick in it and see where we land. All right, so we got our cover off. Got my 2000 feeler gauge. And what I'm gonna do is I like taking this long one and I'll wrap it all the way around. And you'll see, I mean, if it goes in all the way around, then that means the lube did its job. And the way I look at it is that the viscosity of this is so thick that it just gets around the outer edge and it gives you that clearance you need. So me doing it this way, if this thing slides in, then that shows you that putting assembly lube like that in is a great way of doing this. So I'm gonna start feeding this thing in. Well, as you can see, it goes in perfect. That just goes to show you that the assembly lube gives you the clearance you need when you're putting this on. So, like I say, just put it on. Don't push no pressure anywhere. Just slide it on, tighten your bolts, torque them, and you're good to go. You don't have to pull the front cover to put the shimmed up oil pump. I mean, in most cases, you're fine to begin with, but when you put the assembly lube, it gives you that clearance you need. So we're gonna pull this out and get our cover back on and get this motor put together. So if you don't really want to take the time to pull the cover and actually shim it, put your little assembly lube in there, bolt it on, don't think twice. I know it ain't for everyone, but there's a lot of people that don't even do anything. They just throw the pump on. So, all right, well, I hope this helped, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.